Your torch, light up your flame. Time to melt some glass, my friend. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Hello, all you people out there in YouTube land, and it's another day for us on melting memories. Matter of fact, I need to change my video camera angle so you can see me a little better. There we are, and that's just for the time being. Um, we're here with a new uh, student, Eric. He has had about, did you say not about 6 months? There he is, wave his, because of his camera angle, he can't really be in the whole shot and also get the flame going at the same time so that you can see what he's doing. So we just made the decision. The flame is more important than he is. Um, anyway, we're doing this as best we can, and we are going to do a dolphin live, and hopefully it will get us where we need to go. Um, and again, Eric's been doing glass for what, about, you say 6 months?
Yeah, I've had a torch for a few years, but I had to assemble a studio for a while, so I really haven't been doing it for too long.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. And with that, let's get right into business. First of all, I'm using about 9 or 10 mil. I'm going to kick up my to my other concentrator as well. I only had my 10 mil go. I mean my 5 mil or 5 liter per minute concentrator going. Now I've got the 10 and the 5 going. That'll do it. Now there's two ways that you can make the shape of a dolphin body. If you're using heavier and thicker rod than normal, then you could just pull it out into the shape. But if sometimes you don't have the right size rod to begin with, and you want a bigger dolphin than what you got, yeah, you make a little bit of a round, or you condense it down and then pull it out, which what we're going to do right now. And when I'm doing something large like this, as you can see, it's starting to curl over like a U. I'm going to do one first, and then we can do one together. Okay, Eric?
Okay, sounds good. I got a 12 mil and 16 mil rod. Should I use the 12?
12 mil. Use a 12, or if you want to use a 16 mil, you probably even won't even have to do what I'm doing, because that's what I'm
Okay,
doing is getting
I
it
can
up to about a
follow
six.
along.
But when you have a smaller rod and you want to make a bigger rod, and you're going to do something like a dolphin shape that's going to be sort of flat and long, what I do is, as you can see, I heat up one edge, one side only, and let it curlicue onto itself. And I don't think I've done that in any of my videos so far that people could see me doing it. So that's a new one for everybody. And I'll probably have to put it on another video just by itself. Now, as you can see, it's sort of kidney shaped looking thing, a kidney bean. But that's going to be good enough that I'm going to put a cold weld right there at where I'm going to put the nose to this thing. And now I'm going to heat up and let the glass flow. And I'm pulling slowly and easily. And it's starting to make the shape already of a dolphin. And then one of the things that you can do is now bend it into the shape of a banana, or a smiley face if you want to say. And that is your basic dolphin body. Boom, you're there.
Hey,
Now
Luke, can you move your camera down a little bit so I can see your hands?
my hands. Oh yeah, back to the
Yeah.
camera. I forgot that I didn't do that. Give me a second. My fault. Give me a second. Yeah, we're gonna get there. This one? Yeah, there we are. Sorry.
Yeah, that's much better. Thank you.
Sorry. Again, you've got. I was doing it like it was there and it wasn't there. But at this point, you're stretching and shaping it, and now it's about a banana shape. And I also round where the head is going to be slightly, just as you can see, it's bulbous. Now, about halfway between here and where the tail is going to be is where you usually put the dorsal fin. Okay? And this way, the way I'm going to do this dorsal fin is basically going to, instead of my fold and pull, I'm going to do where I'm going to make a nice big blob right where the dorsal fin is going to go. And then I'm going to flatten it out and pull it into the dorsal fin itself. And again, you're just heating it up and making sure it's flowing together well all the way around that piece into the main body, and then you pinch it. You can see it looks like a nice round at the moment. If you're watching this also on the, oh, it might be the echo from you itself, but if you're watching this also on YouTube, please turn off one sound or the other.
Okay, are you getting some reverb?
Yeah, a little bit. But that's
Okay.
probably due to me yelling or talking louder. And to do the dorsal fin, I usually heat it up, the body of it, and then pull it out straight. And then at the last minute, I curve it backwards. Okay? And there you got one dorsal fin. Now, the two fins up front are a little bit different in that they're sort of on a little bit of a stem away from the body itself. And again, you go about halfway from where the head is to where the dorsal fin is, and that's where your front fins are going to go. And usually get that. And to keep it away from the side of the body, I'm going to heat and blob it right to the complete side, and then we'll shape it and put it in the right spot later. See, that's the thing about glass. It doesn't have to go in the right direction to begin with, but just as long as you nudge it in the right direction after all said and done, you're good to go. See, now that's going off to the side. And I'm going to do the other ball fin the same way. Make another blob. There we go. A little bit more on that side to even off the two. Now I'm going to take you can take your mashers, your tweezers, whatever you have available, and pinch and slightly pull away from the body so it sort of elongates, and you sort of got like a little paddle or oar going on. And it makes a nice round disc, as you see. And here goes the next one. And again, you pinch and pull away just slightly so that it's sort of making that not straight and sealed to the whole body, but just a little bit of a pinch out from the body. Okay? Now, we are going to do the same thing we did with the dorsal fin. We're going to heat up, this time more or less just the tip, pull out a little bit, and then pull it back. And this makes good wings for dolphins. It makes good fins for dolphins. It also makes good wings for birds. It also makes good petals or leaves for flowers. The same basic shape that I'm doing now, it's repetitive. And again, it's learning those alphabet of shapes of glass that you put together in different ways to make different things. Like if I put that on the side of a stem of a flower, it would look like leaves. You put it on the side of a dolphin, and it looks like fins. It's just a matter of putting it in the right place at the right time. Now, the nose is the next thing I usually do. And you might want to go back and make sure you're warming the whole piece out And it just makes sure it's nice in that glow, but you don't get it to where it's melting. You just want it nice and warm. You want it, the whole piece to be a good even temperature at times. You don't want to just keep working and working and working and forget about that the glass has to stay a good temperature. That's where stress happens, and that's where cracks begin. Okay, the nose I just sort of pull out, as you can see. And eyes. I have right now, let's see, I'm going to have to say that's turbo cobalt. So I'm going to go ahead and make one on one side. And this is the fun part, is that you look and make sure you're putting it directly on the other side of the body so that the eyes are, and you can see that as they glow. The eyes are more or less even. Well, that one's a little bit higher and a little bit lower, but it's nothing. It's to get it in the right frame of direction. Oh, I tilted and twisted the heads. Interesting. There we go. I'm going to leave that. But if you can put eyes on the animal, people always look for the eyes. It's this, and they always look to see where, you know, it gives it soul, I guess. I don't know. But people love seeing eyes on their animals. If you don't put the eyes, they will imagine it, but it's not as good for some reason. I don't know. Now, the back fins are the exact same thing that we just did on the front fins, but we're doing it on just the side of the bodies. Instead of where we put those, now these are just going to go, again, the blob to the side. And as I heated and pulled those fins out, I put them in the right direction after the fact. But these are the same. Oh, I did a fold and pull. That's out of habit. I'm trying to do this method so that people can get and understand that they can do a fin. They don't have to do that fold and pull to do a fin, but they can do a fin. Flat discs and then shape it afterwards if that's what you got to do. Fold and pull for me was just a way of making it, instead of making it in 2 or 3 steps, I can do it in 1. Okay? And again, you flatten these discs out and pull them out to the side. And here we go. We're going to pull them out and point them like they would be the back fins of a dolphin. And again, I heat up just about in the middle and pull. And it comes out into a point, and then you can just burn that off and do the same thing with the other side. Heat it up and start stretching. And there you go. Warm it out a little bit. Put it in your oven. Put it in your blanket or whatever you got. And you got one dolphin. Jose, yeah, Reina. Sorry, just screwing up your names. Hello, I will keep looking in the chat room and saying hi to whoever says it, and I will try to look. And if you have any questions, I will try to get to them. Okay, are you ready to do some torch work yourself?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, let's see what we can do. Oh, I know what that. You've got glare on from your fire on your lens, but once you turn that flame on, it will do the job quite nicely.
Okay.
Now, we're going to do another dolphin together. You said you have 16 mil?
Yeah, you want me to use that instead of the 12?
Yeah, just use that for the trunk. And what you're basically going to do, instead of what I did, instead of slumping it like I have to, and I'm going to do that real quick to catch up with you. is that you're going to need to heat up about, oh, I'd say about an inch. Let me see the size of the rod again that you're going to be using. Put it up to the
Uh,
camera. Okay,
16
I
mil
see it.
right here.
Yeah, that'll be a good size. Just warm it in. You're like you're doing. You're fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's a good size. That'll do the job quite nicely. You'll want to warm up about an inch to an inch and a half of that rod.
Okay.
You want to get it nice, and I wouldn't say molting orange, but you want to get it to where it's starting to be pliable like toffee. Okay?
Okay. Do you bend the body with gravity, or did you plenty up to pull it?
Um, I use a little bit of both, believe it or not, because
Okay.
it helps you to, instead of trying to do it with your hands and sometimes you're shaky, it comes out a little bit odd. But if you sort of pull down a little bit and also bending upwards at the same time makes the body itself. It's kind of hard to explain. Okay, let's see how much glass you've got glowing there. Take it out. Take it out and tilt it up a little bit. Oops, hold it a sec. I've been looking at the wrong screen. I'm looking at the live screen. I mean the video feed instead of the live screen. Go ahead and hold it up again. Yeah, that's a good amount. That's a good. And we're going to work with that for your body of the dolphin. Now you're going to need a punte about maybe 1 or 2 mil. You don't have to tilt that way around unless you're just to stay in. Get comfortable with your flame. It's more important for you to be comfortable with your flame. Don't stress yourself out. Okay. And if the camera just happens to be in the way and we can't see it, that's fine. It's the end product that's the most important thing here. Okay. And I like the way you're rolling your fingers together. That's good quality work there. I mean, good synchronicity. You've got to get that synchronicity going on with both hands. Now, basically, you're going to touch the 5 mil or whatever size rod you got to the tip of the 16 mil and start to pull it out slightly. Don't pull it fast. You're going to pull it slowly so that it's making a nice thick point, a point to the thing, and not an even thick point. Okay, and then take it out of the flame and heat and pull at the same time, and then bend it upward, and it makes the shape of the dolphin for you. Go ahead and take it out of the flame a little bit and pull upward. Oh yeah, that's long enough. Go ahead, heat, take it out and curve it. Curve, there you go. Now you're sort of curving to the side, it looked like, but it just might have been my angle of looking at it. You can do that in sections and stages. It doesn't have to be all one even moment, but it will come to the time where you get that glass flowing really, really nice, and it will come in one fell swoop moment where it goes whoop, and you'll be like, "Whoa, how'd that glass do that?" And the idea is not to ask how, but can you reproduce it? It's moments of learning the glass. Let me see outside the flame again. What type of curve you got going?
It's kind of wonky, but
That'll do. Now again, we're not where you got it at the moment. I think I'd flip it over so that where you got the punte at right now would be the head of the thing, and the
okay.
tail would be the thinner part on the other side. Now that's another
Okay.
thing about this is that it doesn't have to be um, uh, front to back until you decide which way is front and which way is back. And if you take the thinner part and make that the back end and the bulgier part the front end, boom, you're there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I do it one way. You might find yourself learning a lot of the tricks and being able to do it better another way. Don't feel like you have to do it my way and my way only. There are 16,000 ways to skin a cat, and you only need one to do the job at the moment. Okay? And that is the best analogy I can give you there. Okay, what type of size rod do you have? Like a 5 mil or a 6 mil or something like that for
Something like this. Is that small enough?
what color? Is that clear?
What's that?
You got, is that clear that you got going there? That rod? Yeah, okay, it is. From the angle, it looked a little dark and the other colors around it. So now what you're going to do
I think it's like 5 mil.
is go about halfway onto that curve. The top of the curve is where you're going to put the dorsal fin, remember?
Uh-huh.
And you're going to add enough glass to go down about 1/4 inch and then pull it out and make a nice bulgy. You almost want to make it about 1/4 inch in round, or even a little bit more than that round to begin with, and you'll get better at it. And it's this is a learning curve, and it's something that you know it comes through trial and error too. But once you get the nice round bulge or bulb there, and while it's nice and warm, you pinch it, and again it makes sort of like a almost like a thumbnail looking thing. It's the best way to describe it. A fingernail looking thing. And then what you do there after that is you heat it up near the top. Let's see where you're at right now so far. Have you got the dorsal on? You're getting the dorsal on there, right? I should.
Yeah, I kind of got a dork going. It's a little small, but
That's fine. Add a little bit more glass. See, that's the thing about glass. You can add more. You can take away some if you have to. It does. It's not permanent until you say it's permanent, or you throw it away. One of the three. Okay, add a little bit more. You can do that. It's not written in stone. It's written in glass, and it can be changed. Okay. That looks to be. Did add a little bit more?
yeah, I straightened it out a little better.
Good. Now, just heat up the bulb that you just put on there, not the body, just the bulb that you just put on there.
And mash the bulbs.
Tyler, I am Brian's dad. I'm sorry I didn't read that question until right now. I'm paying attention also to my student, and I will get to those questions. Yes, I am Brian's dad, Tyler. Thanks for asking. He's a great kid, isn't he? He must be a friend of yours. Okay. Yeah, I'm sort of watching my screen where I'm reading the questions is on one side of me, and over there is where I'm watching him work at the same time. I could watch him on the video feed in the chat room, but he's like about a 30-second delay from so I got to watch over here at the same time. Okay, now you got your mashers handy?
Yeah, I mashed it a little bit already.
Go ahead and mash it one more time. I sort of wish you had the camera just a little closer, but you're okay. We'll get that. It's ironing out the kinks and the details, but I can pretty much see what you're doing. You only got about I'd say, yeah, it's kind of a hard. You got about 10 seconds, maybe even 15 seconds at tops when you take it out of the flame. Get your mashers ready. There you go. Just the fin, not the whole body. Look like you tried to
right,
the body. And again, don't worry about watching. I'm watching you, and I can pretty much see what's going on. It's a little tiny, but there you go. See that color? That's the color you want when you're trying to play with the glass. You want that nice orange or pinkish orange glow, okay?
Right.
That's nice to know, Tyler. Okay. Let me see the, bring it up closer to the camera so I can see the dorsal fin itself. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And again, it's not going to look like mine. Yours is going to look like yours. And even after 10
Okay.
tries, yours are still going to look like yours, but they're going to get better. Okay? This is just a direction to go in and something to concentrate on, a shape that you know that you would like to do, and go from there. You understand?
Yeah.
You're waiting a little bit. Again, you got like about a 10-second window. Get your mashers ready before you even take it out of the flame. Get your mashers up there.
Yeah, I always got them gripped in my left hand ready.
Yeah, get it ready. Get it closer to the flame. Get the mashers closer to the flame. There you go. Now that's about what you needed. There you go. And now, well, let's go on from there, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna be mashing a whole lot, and you just need to sometimes. I know you have I wouldn't say OCD, but you want to get it right. You want to get it right, exactly right. Don't worry about getting it exactly right. Just get it done at this point. It will get better, okay?
Right. It's better with time.
Yes, and practice, and correcting practice. Okay? Now you're heating up just the dorsal fin. And you're going to put a punte and touch it. The punte is completely cold. The dorsal fin is the hot thing. You're going to touch it and first pull it out and then curve that back a little. And if you have to put it back in the flame to help pull it along, that's fine. And where you put that cold punte on there, it should pull off quite nicely. It doesn't have to be the same. You know what I mean? It taps off really easy, no big problem. Let's see what we got.
I got it more to a point. I probably want to pull it one more time to actually get that a little more sharp red.
Heat it up just a little bit. You can heat up the whole thing again just a little bit and pull it upwards. And Tyler, if you think he's the first one that ever started talking in weird accents, he gets it from me, you know. You'll get the hint of that one, right, Tyler? I think for about 6 months one time he wanted to do nothing but Scottish accents, and I just giggled inside myself. The first one I wanted to do was an English accent, but that was the cool thing. Okay, now.
Here's where I'm at.
Yeah, let's go from there. Now we're going to add again. Go halfway between the front and where the dorsal fin is, and melt another blob of glass to the side, a little bit below and to the side, or near the bottom of that side, and just add a blob of glass, probably about half the size of what you made the dorsal fin out of. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have a set of tweezers?
Yeah.
Use the tweezers for your flattener. It might give you a little bit better instead of having to get that big, huge thing in and out of the flame, or in and out where you can work at a whole lot easier. When you're doing bigger pieces of discs, that masher works out real good. But the tweezers, that's what I'm using. As you can see, just a little pair of tweezers. to mash those
Right.
dorsal fins. Put one on each side. And there's sort of like a 90-degree angle, if you can see that with my camera. Whoa. I can see it. Oh, there we go. You can see it. It's a 90-degree angle from each other. I don't know how I do it. It comes second nature after a while. You're not even thinking about it. Just like you write your name 20 times, you're not even thinking how you write your name. It just comes out. It's muscle memory. It just, boom, it's there. Same idea. Make sure you're warming the whole piece as you're doing this from time to time, because especially as long as it's taking.
Right. Yeah, we'll crack.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. My dorsal fin is kind of crappy, but I don't know. That's where I'm working.
You got just one on or both of them?
I got one. I'm doing the other one real quick right now. Sorry.
Okay. Just about a quarter of an inch and about half the size of what you made the dorsal fin.
Okay.
You're touching and trying to seal it in. You got to get it both of them that color. Don't fight it.
Okay. I was worried if I get the dolphin body too hot and I go to pull my horn out,
No,
it'll
you're fine. You're fine. And just keep the dolphin body more to the side. What you're trying to do is heat up the rod that you're putting it to, that you're putting to the dolphin is what you're trying to heat up and melt, not the dolphin body. You do want
Right.
to get it that nice orange color to put the two pieces together, but you don't have to. You sort of got the dolphin off to the side. Like you see where I've got it right now? It's a little
Yeah,
off
that
to the
helps a
side.
lot, actually. That makes
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah, it's a little off to the side. You'll always learn that what the glass that you want to melt, you can put in the flame. There's always an angle, and the rest of the body of the thing can be a little bit to the side of the flame. It doesn't have to be right in the, depths of the flame going on, okay?
Alright, I got both of them now.
Okay.
Oh, I need to mash them real quick with the tweezers.
Now you're gonna, yeah, the masher or the tweezers, like I said, or again, heat up just the ball that you're going to be mashing, one at a time. Okay. And again, what you're going to do is press and pull just slightly out, just a little bit from the body itself. Okay, and you're going to do that again with the other side. Same idea, press and pull out. Oh, I should be doing this back and forth. I'm sorry, people. I can't do three things at once. Now, again, what you want to do is heat up just the body, the base of the fin that you're going to be pulling, and touch and pull it back just slightly into like a teardrop shape from the body. And again, I'll do it one more time on this side. And you can see that I don't have the dolphin body in the flame at all. I have it to the side of the flame. I'm only heating up the fin that I'm going to be melting touch and pulling it back slightly and making sort of like a teardrop shape. And again, if you look at that shape, it's a leaf, it's a petal. If you want to make it a petal, it's fins for a turtle. It's 6 or 7 different things that you can, make it into. And you'll be doing that shape over and over and over. That's why I call it the alphabet of shapes that you'll draw from to make these animals. I couldn't tell the exact same shape number or whatever, but that's where we're at this point. Now let's put you back on the main screen. How's your flattening coming?
That's how I got them going.
Yeah, you got the teardrop shape looking pretty good on both sides.
Yep.
Okay. Now warm that whole thing right up again, because again, just wave it right on in there. You want to keep that, it's stressing out with all this heat and bathing that we've been doing with it. Keep it nice and warm. You'll notice that even if you watch a big glass blowing demonstration where they're, taking it out of the glory hole and working with a piece of glass, they'll work it for about 30 seconds to a minute and then throw it back into the glory hole for a while to really keep it nice and warm, because the more you start stressing out the whole body, the more it's going to crack and break later, or it's not going to make the piece. Okay. Oops. Okay. I did a minor faux pas. Sitting here talking, I just started putting the nose on, but not pulling it off as the nose. And I'll do that right now. And this maneuver I call my DQ swirl is where I swirl it in the flame. And instead of having these nice long thin strands that if you put them on, clean off your table and they stab you, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it won't eliminate all of them, but it will eliminate some of them, that if you pull and just do that number in the flame, it rounds into itself a whole lot easier and doesn't cause you guys those stabby, pointy things later.
Hey Lou, should I punt you onto the back of this thing since I'm working on it backwards? Or should I just do the back first?
Let's do the nose, and then punt you onto the nose, and then go to the back end.
Okay, well right now I'm already punted onto the nose because I deformed my body.
Okay. You already punted onto the nose. You didn't do eyes, but that's okay. Let me put eyes on mine. I'm doing jade green eyes this time. And again, the fun part is putting them across from each other on the body, and not one up and one down, or one forward and one back. It's learning the symmetry of a piece, and it comes with time and effort. And yes, I've been doing it since 1982. And there will be some people that'll get it right off the bat, boom, and other people it'll take a while. That's the thing about glass, is that some people catch ideas a lot faster than others on some things, and other things take a little while. And I tell you, my first dolphin didn't look like and didn't look very good. And my first unicorn or Pegasus horse that I did looked like a dog with wings. But I got better because I kept at it, and I just learned. And the funniest thing was, that gave me a lot of inspiration, was that dog with wings. Somebody said, "Oh, how much do you want for that?" And I said, "You want to pay money for that piece of crap?" But once I realized beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and if they got money, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Truly. Okay. If you've already got it onto the nose, now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put about 1/4 of an inch of glass on for both sides of the tail. Have you already started that yet?
I'm about ready to start. Should I make my rod the size of the dorsal fin or the little wings?
The little wings to the side. It's about the same size as those. The big dorsal fin is the biggest thing on the dolphin. It actually, in real life, it's probably about the same size as everything else, but it just looks bigger. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And again, actually with this, maybe even, yeah, about a quarter of an inch, maybe even a little less than that. And that's what you're doing, putting two blobs there. If anybody has any questions out in the audience, it looks like we only have maybe just me watching at this point. I don't know, but that's okay. If anybody has any questions, just chat away, and we'll try to get to the answers. Okay. Again, you're going to press. Is any of this starting to make sense to you with what we're going through here, Eric?
Oh yeah, just my shaping on little sculptures got immensely better just on this time here with you.
Okay. It's learning to heat it up to the side instead of put the whole thing in the flame was a
Oh
key
yeah,
factor.
that made a really big difference.
You only have to put in the flame what you want to melt. You don't have to put in the flame everything all at once. See, that's a lot of misunderstanding. And see, you want to keep it rigid. You don't want to keep it all flowing like taffy all at once. You do want to nudge it from time to time, or you want to change a shape or a curve. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right here, right now, to show you that you say, I don't like this in this direction. I'm going to change it. Okay? And instead of curving it down, this dolphin, I'm going to curve the back fin upwards. And you'll see what I'm going to do. Just behind the dorsal fin, and actually right above the dorsal fin and then behind it. Okay? I'm going to start heating it a little bit, and it's going to get pliable, and then all of a sudden I'm going to give it another curve and twist it, an S curve going on in this dolphin instead of just a U curve going on the dolphin. Okay? And that was because I wanted to change it, and I can. You just got to practice. And last but not least, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to add a little bit of fuming going on here. Have you worked anything with silver yet?
Just a little bit. I got a bar of silver about last week. I've done a little fuming.
Do you have a piece of quartz to go with it, or just boro?
I got silver stuck on the end of some boro right now, but I already have some silver fume ready to go.
Okay. So you're good to go if you wanted to add some silver fuming to this thing.
Okay, cool.
Just to add a little bit of color going on. You know, it gives it that gold look, and believe it or not, all that looks like gold, people want to pay more gold for it for some dumb reason.
Right.
Okay. There it goes. It's a light fume, but it's doing a fume deal. There we go. Oh, yeah. How you doing on the fins? You still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to make them look a little nicer here. I'm trying to just shape them, like move where they're pointing a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I'm about ready to throw some fume on.
Yeah, just don't overthink things right now. Remember, these are your
Right.
baby steps. You know, it's not like a baby gets out of the crib and does a 20-mile marathon the first day. Come on now.
Right. Here's my it's kind of jank, but it works.
Hey, again, this is your first steps. It doesn't have to look fantastic, but the best thing that you'll get a kick out of, and it will make you feel so much better, is showing your friends this thing and asking them, what do you think that is? And when they tell you
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
dolphin, then you know that you're going in the right direction.
Right.
If they start telling you it looks like a glob, then you've got a little work to do. There we go. It's turning a nice little yellow color going on here. Also, I mentioned texture. If you have like tweezers or diamond cut file, you can press that into the into the main body of like your fish that you're going to make, and it gives it this fish scale look. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's where that works out. I don't know if that was somebody honking at me or not. But I heard somebody's horn. Anyway, how we doing?
I'm trying to lay down some fume here.
Okay. Now the way you do that again is you bring that a little bit further away from the actual silver, and what you're trying to do is a nice light flame, light flame, almost no sharpness going on at all. Actually, sometimes that might help, but not as important. And you're putting it a little bit further away from the flame than the actual piece of silver. Uh, and are you getting any color coming out of it so far at all?
Yeah, I am. This piece of silver on here's been beaten pretty hard. It's going slow, but it's turning yellowish, goldish.
There you go. Fuming is a good way to add a little bit of price to it. You use about 5 to 10 cents worth of silver, and you can add $3 to $5 to the price. The same thing with gold. You do the same thing with gold, especially with gold being so high. You can say it's actually got 22 karat gold in it, and boom, yeah, I can add another $3 to $4 to the price easily. And all you did was just sit there another 3 to 4 seconds and fume that gold into it. Now, sometimes when you're fuming with gold and you've got some silver, the best thing to do is do a very, very light coat of silver first and then add the gold, and the gold shine comes out a whole lot better, and you can see the pinks, and it stays on the glass a little bit better too. Something to think about in the future.
Right. You don't need that much gold compared to silver, right?
No, and it vaporizes at a different temperature than silver too. So any
I've been
questions
trying
from
to
me?
get.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been trying to get my silver fume more on the blue and green sides because I know you got to have the reducing flame to get it to stick, and I always get it stuck yellow.
Cymax is one of the boro rods that you have to use to get the blues and the greens, and it really takes a little bit of finesse. With
Yeah, I'm
mine,
using
I've
two
got
now.
more yellows, but most of the stuff I've got is not really Cymax, but I've gotten some green tints and hues, and every so once in a while I'll get a little bit of blue, little bit.
Yeah, I was able to pull off a little green and kind of a whitish blue, like just once. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to reproduce it very well though.
Yeah, I know that feeling well. When I first did something with quartz, I made a little quartz dragon and then put borosilicate around it and embedded it in the boro. I cut and it was sort of like a dragon teardrop that came out with a dragon in it. Anyway, every time I tried to do it thereafter for about 2 years, When it came out, it looked like a fried marble. I have no idea how I made it work the first time, but finally I realized that I gotta put it like in a marble and then put it immediately into a very hot oven and then let it cycle down all the way to where it's room temperature. You cannot open it until it's room temperature. Otherwise, it still can come out looking like a fried marble for some dumb reason.
So do you sculpt in quartz sometimes then?
Yes, there's about half a dozen videos that I have done where I've taken beach pebbles from the smooth flat skimming stones that you find at the beach around here, and I've melted those down and made figurines out of them.
Okay, wow, that's pretty cool.
You got to wear at least a number 5 welding shield if you get into quartz.
Right,
To
yeah.
save your eyes. It's very, very important. Otherwise, don't even try it.
Yeah, I don't have dark shades.
And when I was working it on the YouTube videos, I had a number 5 shade right in front of the torch itself. You okay?
Yeah,
What
I'm
happened?
fine. My punty cold weld on the tail I was trying to put the eyes on was too weak.
Okay,
Luckily, I was still connected though.
you're good. That's the main thing. Make sure you warm that whole thing out again too. With all the time that you've taken to do this size dolphin for me from beginning to end without having to explain it and just get it done. Uh, 4 to 8 minutes tops.
Wow, yeah, I'm pretty slow when it comes to getting this stuff done.
No, that's okay. Again, these are your first. These, see, what you don't realize is what you're doing right now is doing the same thing as a baby when he's first learning how to walk because he's saying, okay, I got to put this foot this far in front of me. And if I put it too much further in front of me, I'm going to tilt over and fall. So I can't. I got it. And so he's more aware of what he's doing at each step, each direction that he goes, and where he's going. Sooner or later, he gets to the point where he's just running across the room and having a grand old time. The same idea with your glass. You've got to just let it. Okay, now don't force that. It looks like you're trying to force what you're trying to do here. Don't force it. Let the glass
Kind of letting
flow.
gravity drag it down.
Huh?
I'm kind of just letting gravity drag itself down. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of
let
trying
the
to
for
spin it
yeah,
evenly.
yeah, but it looked like you were trying to force it there a little bit. Let the glass flow. Keep it in the flame long enough for it to get molten, and it'll flow. There you go. See? And always just right where you need it.
Should I like elongate this head a little bit?
Yes, you can heat it just a little bit and stretch it if you wanted to. Now, again, you heard me when I did that to the fish. It sort of takes and it relaxes a little bit of the stress that you're doing throughout the whole piece.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry we didn't get a mediator in here with us uh, to watch and watch the chat room, and also so that they might have a question or two too. We'll try to see about getting that down in the future, where we have at least one other person in the room who can watch the chat room and ask the questions that are being said in the chat room, as well as um, relay it to us. And if they have a question at what we're doing, it might even get to the point where you have 2 or 3 people doing a torch at the same time. But it's 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 I wouldn't say bad enough, but it's hard enough for me to keep my concentration on what you're doing.
Right, yeah.
But so far, I think we're doing okay. Now warm the whole thing. Now, not hot and molten. You just want to keep warming the whole thing, not just that one spot. You have the same problem that everybody else does starting out. You're not thinking 3-dimensional. You've got to warm the whole thing. Keep turning it. around and around if you have to. Okay? Let it turn, spin it. Yeah, get it nice and warm, and then take it out of the flame a little bit. Touch that punty to it. Get the main part of the body just a little bit. It doesn't have to be hot and mean like mine was. I mean, never mind. Never mind. We'll get there. Now, when you get 3 or 4 of these done, you can actually add them together to make like a pod of dolphins going on.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool idea.
See where, right, like put the end of this tail on the dorsal fin of the other one, like they're just swimming together, and so on and so forth. And, put 2 or 3 of them together, and you got a pretty nice looking thing there.
There you go. I got a little nose finally.
Okay.
Get these eyes going.
You are a perfectionist. I've noticed that too. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll take a little too much time to try to get them right. Probably should make more than spend more time on one thing.
Again, you got to look at it like these are when you're learning your ABCs. You had to learn, do the A over and over and over again, the B over and over again, the C over and over again, till you
Right,
got it
yeah.
looking consistent. The same idea with these is you got to do the dolphin over and over again, and then make your decision on whether you like your dolphins or not. Not the very first one.
Right, yeah, get that muscle memory.
Get the muscle memory going, and it comes. It really does. Just like if you've taken a defense class and they tell you that how to defend yourself and what moves you got to make, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each time you did it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when someone actually tried to come at you, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, and he was on the floor before you even know what was going on. That's the idea. But in this case, the 1, 2, 3, 4, before you know it, you've got a dolphin going on.
Right.
Now you're gonna,
Alrighty.
yep. Now you're gonna enjoy watching this over again and seeing how you came along with that thing. Now tap it off and fire polish where the tail is, and warm it out a little bit where the tail is. And I'm going to do one more real quick one. Or do you have a
Okay.
request of what you'd like to see me do?
Let's see. I'm trying to think are you able to do like a simple hummingbird?
Oh yes, we did one with Renee just the other day, but I can do another one real quick again.
Okay, or if you want to demo another dolphin, whatever works.
Believe it or not, it's your dolphin, just a little bit fatter with a little
Okay.
bit different head. Think about it. You got the 2 back tail fins and you got the 2 front fins, but it's upside down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really like how I'm getting like the basics down for a bunch of other like animals with just these shapes.
It comes to you, and you're gonna really enjoy it when you finally have one of those aha moments. It's like, whoa, why didn't I think of that before? You know, that these shapes, again, it's learning these basic shapes, and from these basic shapes, you can do anything you want. Just don't force the glass. Don't fight the glass. The glass will always win. It's going to,
Let her flow.
okay? I'll do a hummingbird one more time. Well, I did it the other
Okay,
day,
cool.
not right now, but we'll do one real quick. And I'm just gonna,
All right.
when you finally put yours down, I'll go from there.
Okay, I'm almost done here. I just want the fire polisher up, and we're
Yeah, get
good.
those edges. Now that's a cool thing, having that mini torch to fire polish the edges where you put those fins on to make sure that they're good, solid welds. You'll learn to do it as you're going eventually, to where you don't have
Right,
to go
yeah,
back into the piece. But again,
yeah,
it's your attention to detail, making sure that you're going to have a strong piece to begin with that is really going to help you in the long run. And again, I did these steps slow but sure. Now this time I'm going to do my fold and pull, but you can do um, the other method, the pinch and pull out, to make these wings just as well. Okay. I'm going to put myself on the main screen so that people can see what I'm doing. This is a request of making the hummingbird. Now you'll see that I've got mainly a nice round ball going on, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat it up and make it more or less almost the start of a teardrop. And I'm going to let it droop down a little bit, and this is going to be the basic body of your hummingbird right there. This is going to be the top and where the head is going to go, and this is where the wings are going to go, and back here is where the back feathers are or back wings are going to go, or back tail is going to go. Okay. Now the head goes on again. It's a good solid seal. If you have any questions while I'm working, talk to me.
okay.
Okay, Renee, I see you finally showed up. I didn't. I just now saw you said dolphins tonight. Yeah, I know. But again, you did the hummingbird the other night, and if you look, and think about it just really strongly, your dolphins are your hummingbirds, but just shaped a little bit different. You got the same type of nose going on, just a little bit longer. You got the same type of wings or dorsal. Well, you don't have a dorsal fin going on, but you have the front fins and the back fins going on, and it becomes just front wings and back tail. Now the fold and pull, I usually do, I draw downward and then pull up and fold over and pull up and fold over and pull up and fold over, and then I heat up where I feel like it's about the size and thickness that I need and pull it out, and you got one wing. That gives it so much texture, so much, just flow going on. You just got to make sure that it's sealed together to the body really well, not two pieces of glass stuck together. Oh, good to know that, Renee. Good to see that you finally made it to the room. I know I'm probably reading this about 5 minutes from the time that you actually said it. Oh, cool. So do you have a torch in mind, like a welding torch or something, to start your oxy? I'm excited for you. That will make it a big difference in even doing the soft glass. It'll melt faster for you, and you can also do finer detail with it too. Again, the fold and pull is just a fold, pull over, fold and pull over, pull down and fold over. It's again, to me, it's muscle memory. I don't even have to think about it. It just comes out. I'm evening them out a little bit so that they're about the same width and thickness. I'm going to give this blue on the eyes. This is the fun part again. You put one eye on one side anywhere, but you got to make sure the other side is about in the same spot. And I usually try to look straight onto it to make sure that it's about the same height and the same direction as the other one was. I look straight on from the front. It gives me a better perspective for some dumb reason. Now, the hummingbird nose. Basically what we've been doing. Now you're going to heat basically a blob about 1/4 of an inch. This is about 8 mil. And then what I'm going to do is just seal it in really well to the nose, where the nose is going to be, and then take it out and then start pulling. And I pull downward with it in one even motion. Oops, went a little off to the side and a little bit long, but that's where you just sort of nudge it a little bit in the right direction, and you can take a little bit of it off. Now, we're going to do the back tail. And here we go. From now on, I'm going to try to see if one of my other students can, mediate the class so that they can read what goes on inside the chat room. Because I hate missing and ignoring people with what they have to say.
Yeah, I can probably help you out with that.
Yep. If you'd like to, that'd be great. Usually it looks like about 8 o'clock our time, and Renee and David are in a different time zone. They're like one time zone over than what we are. So it's their 7 o'clock time. And again, that fold and pull, it's just a matter of, and you can see how it does come in handy and time-wise, that in a matter of 4 or 5 minutes from beginning to end, I've done this hummingbird. And pull it off, fire polish it, and boom.
Awesome, that looks great.
I know, I make it look easy. But again, I've been at it long enough. But the thing is, within a matter of weeks, you could have a hummingbird that looks not exactly like this, but a hummingbird that looks really nice. You just got to practice.
Get that memory.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore you, Renee. You know how it is where I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing sometimes. So, and the worst thing is what we see and read, it's already 30 seconds later than when they type it and can hear me say something about it from us in the live room. I think that comes in handy in some respects, and it also comes in a little bit crazy. But yeah, I think we're reaching the end of the night. I want to thank all those that came in and watched what we were doing, and for those that will watch it later, I hope that they get some good hints and exposure out of this. I'm excited where it's going. Again, Eric, you've got to realize that these moments are your baby steps. It can't be perfect, but it will, and it can be perfect later on. Okay? It will get better.
Right.
It's just a matter of time and effort. Okay? So, what sis I say? What? Never mind. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits and go off the live chat, but we'll still be in the chat room for just a short time afterwards, Eric. So thank you,
All
people,
right,
for
thanks
showing
for
up.
having me.
And Eric, thank you for being there with me and learning a little bit more about glass. And
Oh, thank you. I really did.
it's all about the melting memories. Goodbye to the live audience and have a good evening. And as always, enjoy your day.